Oh my god, how cool is that? It's a Terminator 2. Oh, that's my favourite bit of graffiti in Brighton, definitely. Alright, you lot, how you all doing? Straight away, apologies. I haven't been around for a week. I apologise for that. I haven't been working. I've had to take some time off work, so I haven't been in the van. Basically, I had to have a sort of minor operation, that operation that men have when they don't want to get women pregnant anymore, you know the one. So I've had to take it easy for a week and not be lifting large pieces of furniture, which is what I do for a living. But yeah, apologies, so I haven't been able to do a video, but what I have done with my time that I've been sitting at home, those of you might have seen, I did do a few sort of silly short videos, little funny clips of Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and I appreciate you guys that watched those and gave me the support, because it's actually kind of helped me out. I was just having some fun really while I was off for a week, sitting on the sofa not really doing anything. I thought, oh, let's just have some fun and just splice some funny clips together of Boris Johnson. I didn't really think anything of it. And then I done one with Roy Keane, ex-Man United footballer, sort of spliced him in with Boris Johnson, and it's creeping up now to about 500,000 views, which is absolutely insane. And like I say, thanks to all of you that watched them, I really appreciate it, because what that 500,000 views has actually done for me is, as some of you know, I'm self-employed, so when I take a week off work I don't get paid, but that 500,000 views has actually kind of paid for my week off work, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for watching those. And in a sense as well, these little short videos that I've done has sort of come back to the essence of why I started this channel in the first place. I started making videos basically because I was just so pissed off with the constant narrative of the GB News, talk radio media that were just constantly shoving poisonous propaganda down people's throats, and I wanted to make a few videos in the other direction. And these short videos that I've made are actually kind of helping in that way, especially when it comes to people like Jacob Rees-Mogg. I was just sick of constantly seeing videos of Jacob Rees-Mogg going, oh, you know, Jacob Rees-Mogg shuts down SJW, or Jacob Rees-Mogg sticks it to Labour MP, and suddenly becoming this like working class hero, Jacob Rees-Mogg. I mean, really, this is what drove me so frustrated. So I just wanted to sort of, that's why I started making videos, to counteract this rubbish really. And these short videos I've been doing are obviously appealing to some people. I just nearly got 500,000 views on one of them, and they are all just taking the piss out of Jacob Rees-Mogg, Boris Johnson, and like I say, this one that got 500,000, if I can show 500,000 people of me taking the royal piss out of Boris Johnson, then it's, you know, it's only a good thing, I guess. So thanks to all of you that watched them. I know it's not my normal sort of content, and I'm back working now, so I'm back doing my normal videos. So saying that, I guess we talk about what I missed over the last week. And to be honest, what I missed over the last week was what I was talking about the bloody previous week before, isn't it? Which is driving me mad. So we're still talking about Boris Johnson parties and partygate. I hate using that word, it's just so shit, isn't it? It's so shit. But that is the problem, isn't it? Because we're still talking about this, and the Conservatives and Boris Johnson have done an absolute blinding job of dealing with this story. They've done the best they could. They've delayed it and delayed it as much as they can. I mean, what, this story broke, well, originally broke in December, but the more serious stuff in the last couple of weeks. But they've delayed it with this stupid report. They've delayed it for 2 weeks now, with the sole purpose of getting the public absolutely sick of the story, which they are. I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. Labour, of course, still have to push it, but Boris Johnson's got the greatest tactic now, hasn't he? He's got the best tactic, which is get the public sick of his story, and now he's coming back into the House of Commons and he's going, look, Starmer, leave it alone, mate. No one cares about it now. Let's talk about the real issues. Ukraine, the cost of living going up. Yeah, even though we know he doesn't give a shit about it, but he's played the best cards he can, and they've dealt with his story so well, and what can you do? They have to leave it alone now, because if Labour keep hammering home this bloody story, more and more people are just going to get sick of it, and they're going to have the opinion of, look, we can't keep spending valuable Prime Minister's questions every single week talking about a bloody party. People are starving, people are hungry, people have got out of control energy bills. They can't keep talking about this stuff, so the bastards have gotten away with it again. They have, and you have to hand it to them. They've done a bloody good job of it. What else can you do? Right, folks, I've just got a little delivery on the corner here, and of course this van's going to be right where I want to park and load up, isn't it? I'm going to have to try and get in on it. Right, anyway guys, I'll be back in a sec once I've done this delivery. Right, apologies for that, folks. I just realised I didn't have my phone audio recording on that, so you just got the basic dash camera, old school. I'm sure it's come out fine. But yeah, here I am back down, the better audio from my phone down in the bottom corner there. So yeah, let's carry on. So yeah, Boris Johnson, he's got away with it, hasn't he? I mean, you've got to hold up the tactics used there. They're pretty damn good, isn't it? However frustrating it is. But it's true, everyone's talking about the bloody party, and there's so much other things. Like there was the story about the MPs blackmailing other MPs, the whips. Can't get my bloody words out here. The whips blackmailing MPs to vote the way they want to vote. And this, go on love, go on, off you go. I mean, it is a green light for cars, but you go ahead and walk across. But yeah, this mainly came out because of this Conservative MP that defected to Labour. And of course, when he did defect to Labour, a lot of people in the Labour Party were going, how can you have this guy in the Labour Party? Look at his voting record. And then he come out and said, basically he had to vote the way that he was asked to vote because he was threatened with not getting funding for a new hospital and stuff like this. And this is again, it's another thing that is just, it's normal, isn't it? I mean, everyone knows that this happens. This is what whips are all about. They blackmail MPs to vote certain ways. This is why I always take it with a pinch of salt when I see the voting record of MPs. You think, they need to, they can't really vote their own way most of the time. I think those days are gone where an MP can purely vote the way they want to vote. And there's a lot of arguments either side of that as well. A lot of people should say, look, they were elected by their constituency to represent their constituents. They should vote with their conscience the way they want to vote. But then on the other hand, people will argue that people didn't actually really vote for that MP. They voted for the party, and the party's policy should be upheld by the votes from the MP. I don't know, it's an interesting discussion, isn't it? Should an MP vote exactly how they feel or with the party? Because most people that vote in a general election, they vote for Labour because of Labour's manifesto. They don't vote, very few people vote for their MP because they like the MP. I mean, it happens. I mean, I've done it. I used to live in central Brighton, where Caroline Lucas for the Green Party was my MP. And although I wanted Labour to win the election, and really by voting for her, I'm scrapping their chances. But she's such a great MP, and she needs to be in the House of Commons, so I voted for her. But yeah, getting sidetracked there. But yeah, this blackmailing is another thing that came out. If any of you guys, I really recommend watching listening to John Perko's podcast. It's really good because he gets into the nitty gritty of the Houses of Parliament. And this is one of the things he talks about is the way that whips blackmail and not always blackmail. You know, you've got two ways of doing it really. You can be a nasty bastard by just using blackmail tactics, or you can be the other side and be a nice friendly guy and try and entice people with promotion, even with jollies. Like Burko was talking about MPs being off, well, if you vote this way, we might be able to get you on the guest list for the UN convention in New York or something, you know, enticing them with jollies. Going on a jolly for the weekend, getting away from everything. It's crazy, but it's not new. It's not new, is it? You know, but I guess I don't know the exact legality of it, but it is against the law, isn't it, for pure blackmail? I mean, blackmail in general is against the law. But yeah, this is shocking, you know, especially when it comes to hospitals, getting refused funding for hospitals to vote a certain way. You know, it's not right. But these are the stories that I think are far more important than them having a party. Just because everyone's sick of it now, aren't they? They're just absolutely sick of it. The other thing I wanted to talk about was House of Lords. Many a time on this channel, I've ripped into the undemocratic House of Lords in this country, and loads of people feel the same. A lot of people abroad just see it as another archaic version of our voting system where we have these unelected House of Lords making decisions. But the stupid bloody thing is that they came in our favour the last couple of weeks, didn't they? Because they've stopped this policing bill going through. I don't know exactly what the next steps are with that, whether they're whether Patel's going to be making some amendments and pushing through a different version of it. I assume that's what's going to happen, but they have blocked this version of it, which is bloody fantastic, isn't it? I mean, we're slanting the House of Lords, but they've done us a big favour here. So I guess really the question about the House of Lords is, do they serve a purpose? But more so, I guess they just need to be elected, really, don't they? I mean, that's the problem. I think maybe having the House of Lords there is a good thing, maybe, for things like this. You know, when you have got a Tory party, which is basically a dictatorship, is it good to have the House of Lords that can still turn down all their insane policies and bills that they try to push through? Because they have done us a serious favour with blocking this policing bill. I did watch a little programme recently about the House of Lords. I might add it in here if I can find it, or I might not. But they were showing, because you've got let this guy out here. You've got members of the House of Lords that are put forward by elected government. You know, the current government will, you know, push forward people to be lords, which in a way is not really democratic, is it? But at least it's someone that's been voted in by the public electing them. Or you got the ones that are just born into it. Lord Brothermew, Lord Hounswell of the 3rd Shire, Lincolnshire, Lord Bolomew of St Monkery, or whatever whatever bullshit. It just has it by right, and these guys I saw in this program here, you know, it was a Channel 4 program, I think, and he interviewed one of these Lord Bartholomew blokes. He's got land out in Oxfordshire land, and these guys just have no touch on reality.
Hello, this is John Palmer, but officially he's called the Earl of Selborne. He's part of the British nobility who have inherited their elite names and privileges over hundreds of years. Now he's aged 79 and he spends most of his time here on his 6,000-acre estate in the south of England, surrounded by his beloved fruit orchards.
We can live with badgers, that's not a problem.
We're looking for a badger poo right now.
This is a badger latrine.
And how much of this land do you own? Or how far does it go out?
Not to the horizon, but it goes about a mile in that direction.
Okay.
As a member of the House of Lords, he's been able to have a say on almost every new law that's been brought in, from crime to Brexit, banking, the health service, and even the British Armed Forces.
you know, how can they answer the big questions of the day of cost of living, of the effects of Brexit, the effects to working people and the poorest in society? They have no idea. They don't even know how much a pint of milk costs. They have no touch with reality at all. And they're the House of Lords that we need to kick the hell out. These ones that just inherit it. You know, maybe there's an argument to say that the House of Lords do good. And especially in this policing bill, they definitely do. But there's no reason why they can't be elected, really, is it? You know, these ones that just earn the right. It's just absolute bloody nonsense. This is bloody 17th century stuff. I mean, you might as well have kings and queens if you're going to have House of Lords unelected that just earn that position by right of birth. I mean, that is the pinnacle of the monarchy, isn't it? Earning that by birth. It's ridiculous. I will try and find the clip and add it in. If it's there, you'll be watching it now.
If you are writing the laws of the country that you want the citizens to live under, then the citizens should have a say in who you are. I think the hereditary peers have literally had a born to rule attitude towards it all. They can only get this job because of the family they were born into, and that's not on any particular thing they've done. It's based on what their forefathers did, which, you know, that's just not the way the world works anymore.
So yeah, I mean, they're obviously a bunch of pricks, obviously, but they're the only thing that in recent weeks have stopped the Tory party from being an official dictatorship. I called this out in a video a few weeks ago. I can't remember what the title was, something like, you know, is the UK a dictatorship? And Novara Media done a video recently on the subject. Must be copying me, of course. They must be watching my videos and getting their ideas from me. But it's true, the House of Lords has been the only thing to stop a pure dictatorship of the Tory party, just pushing through exactly what they want. And it's the term Novara Media used was elected dictatorship, and that's what it is, isn't it? That's exactly what it is. Oh God, I've just turned around the corner and now the sun's going crazy on me. Don't laugh. I'm going to put I'm honestly not trying to look cool, because I don't. I look like a dick, but I've just got to put the sunglasses on. So yeah, what's your thoughts, guys? Especially on the House of Lords. I mean, it's mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental. But what are your thoughts on Labour's tactic now? Have they got to leave this partygate situation alone now? Is it just going to be doing them more damage than good? And you know, these things only last a couple of weeks, won't they? In a month's time, the Tories will be back up in the polls. That's how these polls work. You know, you only get a little short-term boost. Anyway, guys, nice to be back. Thanks for all your support and watching my silly little short videos while I was off for a week. Till next time, take care.